Chris. I've got a video to do. It actually addressed two different issues. One is, an Eric Weinbender, shout out after his car accident. And also I saw Vinyl Richie. He had done a best of 1965 video. So I thought I would try to do both of those. And this one, I had done a 1965 video, a year or two ago when we were blessed with Rob from Sound Strange's presence. He was doing one, but it was more, at least my response was more on the classical side, or modern classical, or avant-garde. But this will be more just classic rock stuff in response to Vinyl Richie. But for Eric Weinbender, I've got some Eric Weinbender, some things that are related to Eric. So I will start with wrestling stuff. So I went to an estate sale the other day, held in a mobile home, and I got this DVD, Eric Bischoff, Sports Entertainment as Most Controversial Figure. You see that it's signed by Eric there. And it came packaged with book, Controversy Creates Cash. Also a signed edition by Eric Bischoff. So this is was pretty interesting read. Describes the whatever it was called, the Monday Night Wars between WCW and WWE wrestling promotions. Eric worked for WCW for the most of that, and then he eventually went to WWE after WCW was bought out or went out of business. So he's got some perspective on both sides. And then just to follow that up, one of the things he commented on was they didn't really have a lot of marketable product, like little figurines or whatever. But something they did come up with during that period in the early 90s, mid 90s, wrestling cards. So an example of one, another one with Sting, Sting. See if we can find somebody else. Sting. There we go. Lex Luger. Of course, most of these people went on to WWE anyway. Lex Luger. Sid Vicious. He didn't have a very successful WWE run, but was good in WCW. This also was during the NWO New World Order. That was one of the angles that helped WCW for a while. Ric Flair, the Nature Boy. 16 times world champ. So, some wrestling cards. Don't remember if I have a full set of those or not. And then to wrap this up, some sports car cards. This is a partial set. Spec sheet. So these are late 50s, early 60s racing cars, hot rods. Bonneville Salt Flats out in Utah, where I lived when I was, grade school. Hot rod. Another hot rod, hot rod, hot rod. Another Bonneville racer. Mid-60s sedan. So, some stuff for Eric, and then a little bit of music. So this is Mount Silver Zion 13 Blues for 13 Moons. Says it's a promo, it's still sealed, and it feels like a sealed bag rather than just a something that's got some adhesive somewhere on there. So I haven't opened that, and let's see, the connection was Eric Craven is the drummer on this band. And then we have a different Eric Craven, composer. So he composed a bunch of solo piano pieces. Mary Doulier is the pianist on this. These are titled, yeah, they just give them numbers. 1 through 20 something or 30 something. Solo piano. And then this is playing in the background, the Eric Plax new trio. So some free jazz type music. Words. Eric Salzman on the Finidar label. Some modern classical avant-garde type stuff. This is a quadra disc on Finidar. Eric Salzman. Fred Eric Hopkins, the bass player for Air. So some free improvisation jazz. I think this is the last album that Air did. And the last one in this Eric segment is Lord Berners. So some solo piano and some piano with or some vocals with piano accompaniment. And Eric somebody was the designer for this album. Eric Tranter. So tried to work in some newer stuff that I had that would fit the bill. All right, so now the Gimme 10 1965. So Vinyl Richie showed his favorite albums from 1965. So I agree with what his choices were. So I'm going to skip over those. I'm also going to avoid the Yardbirds. Somebody else. I got a note here. The Yardbirds, them, and the Who. That was, those are great. So I'm not going to show those. So I'm going to show 10 of my favorite, and these will be kind of. I'll just do random pulls and try to pull my 10 favorite. Some of my favorite albums from 1965. So here goes. Oops, wrong one. All right, here's my first random pull. The Beau Brummels, Introducing, on Autumn. (1965). Got their two big hits, Laugh, Laugh, and Just a Little. Anyway, slow start, but maybe I'll get better. All right, Beau Brummels. So these aren't in any particular order, just some of my favorite albums from 1965. Let's see. All right. Next one is randomly pulled, The Gentrys, Keep on Dancing. This is on MGM label. Got their big hit, Keep on Dancing. Couple of songs of note, Everybody to Their Own Kick is a real good one. And Make Up Your Own. Don't Send Me No Flowers. That was also a good one. I've got a single with the Brown Paper Sack on it. I forget what the flip side is, but anyway, Gentrys from Memphis. You know, upbeat stuff. Let's see, what else? Manfred Mann, My Little Red Book of Winners, on the Ascot label. So this has, My Little Red Book, Oh No, Not My Baby, With God on Our Side. Sort of soulful 60s pop music, Manfred Mann. Some English folk. As I've gotten older, my tastes have broadened a little bit, so this wouldn't have been in there, 10 or 20 years ago, even if I'd known about it. But the Wattersons, Frost and Fire, a calendar of ceremonial folk songs. This is on the Elektra label. I think in the US it came out in '67, even though it was released in '65 originally. There's a cutout hole there, but on this side it's hidden behind the 59-cent price sticker. So pretty much a cappella folk music, early '60s, traditional stuff. So the Wattersons. Right now, let's see. Staying in Great Britain, the Hollies, Here, Here. So this has some I'm Alive, Look Through Any Window, great hits. And they've got a lot of cover songs on here. On the Imperial label, Graham Nash was in the group at this point. The Hollies, Here, Here, 1965, one of my favorites. Let's see. More English folk. Lou Killen, Broadsides, Ballads and Broadsides, 1965 on Topic. There's the Topic label. So this is vocals and accordion accompaniment by all by Lou Killen, or Louis Killen. So good compliment to the Wattersons, except they've added the accordion in there. Some U.S. country music. Willie Nelson, Country Willie, his own songs. So he's got some ones that are, he's made his own. Nightlife, One Day at a Time, Hello Walls. This is a later reissue on RCA from the 1965 original. Willie Nelson. The corner seems to be cut on that one. Alright. That wasn't it. So what else is on the list? More U.S. country. The Osborne Brothers. Voices in Bluegrass. Vocals with instrumental accompaniment. So this is just good vocals and playing on the Decca label. The Osborne Brothers. And here's the next one. A little more progressive. Sandy Bull Inventions on Vanguard. So some long instrumental pieces. Sandy Bull with Billy Higgins on drums. So Sandy plays guitar, banjo, oud, Fender bass, guitar, and electric guitar. Even has a version of Memphis, Tennessee, the Chuck Berry song, but it's very spacey, instrumental guitar version of it. You sort of recognize the melody, but it's much different than normal. So, is anything left? Manfred Mann, Gentry's Who, Holly, Willie Nelson, Wattersons, Sandy Bull, Bull Brummels. Oh, one more folk album. Richard and Mimi Farina. Reflections in a Crystal Wind. So this is also on Vanguard. Got the great song Bold Marauder on here. The title song. Just early good folk music. Richard and Mimi Farina. Alright, so that's supposedly 10 of my favorite albums from 1965, plus some stuff, for Eric. Hope he is doing okay. And thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you later. I'll include a link to Vinyl Richie's video where he's restarting this thread, and I'll put a link to my earlier one if you want to see something that's more on the classical music side. So thanks everyone. See ya.